Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see the chat. I'm trying to get my computer going here. I can't. I'm having trouble. Um, let's see if we're. There we are. I can see us now. Okay. So, welcome everyone. It looks like
everybody.
it's just it all worked. Yes,
and you can see the chat.
My computer up so I can kind of watch it because it's hard to see it on the phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding too. Okay.
Oh,
Getting double.
I hope you can't hear me twice. Can you hear me twice?
Uh-huh.
Let me hit my mute. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm
Well,
I don't think we can have both on.
Is this better? Is this better? I don't think I can have my laptop on.
Yeah, you can't.
We got some time. That's better. We got 9 people on right now. I'm trying to see how we can see who they are.
Yeah, you're double. You're double, honey.
I'm double right now? I'm not on. Is that better?
No, I mean, I can hear you twice. So I think I can hear your computer and I can hear the phone.
Yeah, I'm not on the computer. Is that better? There we go. There we go. There's a little bit of a delay, I noticed. Yeah, we're good. We have some time. We'll let people join. We got about 11 people on.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and just want to welcome who's on, and please put in the chat, just your name and where you're from. Want to see if the chat's working.
I wonder if hold on, I'm gonna look and see if you're open twice. Carmen, I'm gonna go out and go back in.
Oh, I'm scared to do that. There she is. There you are. All right.
Okay, I'm just trying to see the audio was repeating, so I think that's better.
There we go.
Okay,
we got about 10 people on. I just want to say hi, everyone. I'm Carmen Turner-Schott. This is Sherianna Boyle, and we're gonna briefly introduce ourselves, and then we're gonna talk about our new books. This is gonna be our launch right now, and we're gonna do some fun stuff. We're gonna do some live discussion about astrology. If you put in the chat, we're gonna answer your questions. We're going to do some fun stuff together, and Sherianna as well will offer some cleansing methods from her book, and we're going to connect astrology and energy and all of these emotions and things tonight. So I just want to say welcome, and my new book is Moon Signs, Houses, and Healing, and I'd love for you to grab a copy. It's out there live now, and it's all about the emotional nature, the moon sign. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but I want Sherianna to get to introduce herself, and then we'll get going.
Hi, everybody. Happy to be here. My new book is called Energy in Action. So it's all about the 13 spiritual laws and manifesting by moving and processing your emotions and your intuition. And it also includes 52 manifesting practices that you can do every single day. So Carmen and I met on my podcast, Just Ask Spirit, and Carmen has been giving the astrology updates. We didn't know each other when we were writing these books. We had no idea that our books would be launched the same week. We kind of feel like we're supposed to be together.
Yeah.
So we thought we would celebrate together. It's kind of like having a similar birthday, right? Why have two parties? Why not have one? So it's been a pleasure working with Carmen, and it's been a lot of fun having someone to launch a book with. It's really nice. And this is not, Carmen, you've written how many books now?
This is my 8th one, and I got my 9th coming out in July.
Yeah. So, and this is Energy and Action's my 10th book. So as you can see, we both like to write books. We have a lot in common. We both love energy and we love psychology. So we thought we would join forces and kind of share and work off each other. Of course, there's areas that I've been focusing on heavily in my work for many years, and then there's areas that she's been really concentrating on. So you'll get to hear that as well.
We got some people. Oh, I see Janice, Catherine, More Logic, Sarah. Hi, everybody. We're just getting started. We're just kind of introducing our new books. Hold your book up there, Sherianna, and we both got books about energy. And hi, Nilda. Welcome. We're going to be giving away a free raffle tonight for whoever's on here. We're going to get your name, and I'm going to give two free of books of mine out, and Sherianna's going to give her Energy in Action as well.
Yeah. Yep.
Hi, Stephanie. We got Stephanie. Janice already asked a question about her moon sign, so we're going to do that. We're going to answer live a little bit about your personality. If you know your sun and moon sign, please, put it in the chat, and feel free to chat questions. And then what we like to do is tie in astrology with Sherianna's work with energy. So when I analyze your moon sign, that has to do with your emotional nature, she can give you some tips. We'll just kind of wing it, what you guys want to talk to us about tonight. And at the end, we're going to do a raffle. So Janice in the chat, I don't know if you can see the chat, Sharon, she asked about, she's a Sagittarius sun and a moon in Scorpio. She's a moon in Scorpio like you, Sherianna. And so moon and Scorpios are very intense and passionate people, very intuitive, very protective and loyal. Their loved ones, they like to hide their emotions a little bit because they don't like to be vulnerable. They're water, and they also like to protect themselves, a little bit secret and private, and very deep in there. And so being a Sag gives you a little bit of a lighter energy. That sun sign makes you a traveler and a free spirit and adventurous. And so that's kind of my analysis there. But feel free to put in the chat. I see Mamie. I got some friends on here. Thanks for joining. If you want some questions answered about your sun sign, moon sign, or anything about energy, share with them what you can do.
Manifesting. Right.
Yeah.
If you are interested, so if you have any questions about manifesting in terms of what you ought to be focusing on. So what I can do is tap into the energy as well. I don't do what Carmen does. I have a different way, and so I can tap in and I'll ask you to do a little thing with me, very, very brief, to help get the energy rolling. And then what I do is tell you where I think you ought to focus to help manifest whatever it is that you're looking to manifest. So it might be something like, Sherianna, can you help me with this? Right. So those are the two areas. So we can, whatever people want tonight, we're here to just celebrate and be together. Right. I know we're in Mercury retrograde, Carmen. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, Carmen, if we want to start diving in.
Yeah, I see Sarah. Mary Bell. Hey, Mary Bell. Thanks for joining us. We're just starting up. We're putting in the chat what our moon and sun sign is, and we're talking about manifestation, emotions. So I see, Sarah, you got an Aries moon like me, which does not surprise me, Sarah, because I know you, and you're a survivor. You're a warrior, emotionally strong and resilient person, Sarah, with your moon sign, and that Gemini. You're very good at communication and teaching, and you're very much a socializer and a communicator and friendly and adventurous. But that Aries moon helps you. Competitive, motivated, a hard worker, and all of that, Sarah. And then I can't, it's hard to see the chat. Can you see the chat?
I can see things popping up. Stephanie says she's a Virgo. So we just saw Stephanie, Virgo.
Yes, Virgo energy. Virgos are the perfectionists. They're the analyzers. They're good communicators. They like to organize things, keep things neat, straight. Like to have a plan. Like things to be very, routine and clean. And they love to write and teach and communicate and help people. They can be worriers. Virgos are the worriers. They get in their
Yeah.
mind and worry quite a bit about things. And so right now it's probably affecting you more than others, this Mercury retrograde, because Mercury, the planet of communication, rules Virgo, and it's spinning backwards in the sky right now, which means it's affecting our communication and our technology devices and things like that. So I'm just happy we're on live and it's working at this point, right, Sherianna? I mean, it could have just been, we couldn't get on. You just never know.
Yes. Yes.
My Janice says my friend Rick has a moon in Leo. He wants to know what that means. Moon
Mm.
and Leos are charmers, and I know a lot of moon and Leos. They're charismatic, they're flirtatious, they're funny. They like to make people laugh. They got a big heart. They're creative, artistic, but they love to be respected, appreciated, and loved. And they're very generous. So that's kind of my take on that. And it looked like we got some Scorpios in the room. Mamie and Lorelei, you both are Scorpio energy, which is the sign of death, rebirth, resurrection, healing. So Scorpio moon and suns are very much healers. Your
Mm.
energy attracts people that have pain and wounds, and you're able to help them in a realistic, deep way. You make great counselors, great psychologists, energy healers, therapists, everything when you have Scorpio energy, because you're a healer. You're very powerful intuition and perception, but also realistic and down to earth. Yeah, Mamie's a therapist. Yes. That's perfect career field for you, Mamie. Perfect career field. So any questions, any questions for us about any issues you're having, relationships, anything you're trying to manifest, that Sherianna might be able to answer for you? Let's see
Yes.
here.
So we
My
have lots of they want to know about their signs here. That's
Libra, Moon, and Capricorn. I caught real quick. Um,
yeah. Go for it.
the so Sarah, the Libra, Sun, and Moon in Capricorn is a completely opposite personality and emotional nature. So on the outside, he seems very much easygoing. His personality is easygoing, a peacemaker. He doesn't like conflict. He's just very good at compromise and listening to other people. Kind of very air, so intellectual, smart, but also very calm energy. Very much likes the balance, likes things in balance. Doesn't like chaos or drama. And then he's got this, moon in Capricorn, which makes him very practical. He's got another side to him that can be very serious, very responsible, and hard on himself emotionally in a lot of ways. And so that's kind of what I see with the Capricorn moon. They're hardworking, they're loyal to their family, they're achievers, they like to succeed, and they like practical things. With that Capricorn moon, you're going to like to make money and have a stable job and material things stabilized. I saw something pop up, but I can't see it in the chat. I'm not able to see the chat.
Yeah, it was just the fact that someone listens to Just Us Spirit
Oh, nice.
loves to listen to you and I, and just
Oh, good.
offering some support there. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm listening to you, Carmen, and I'm realizing, with all of these qualities and characteristics, and I'm always still learning. There is a question about 12th house Cancer, third house Moon Virgo. I want to get it in because it'll go, we won't see it. The other person says definitely you were on spot on with the other person. But I don't know if you can write that down so you don't miss what just came up. We can't see the chat. We're new. You can see we're very new at this. But the thing that's kind of coming up for me as I'm listening to everybody inquire about these areas, and I love it too. I eat it up. And they're saying thank you because that is so him. And there is like a piece to this where we have to, no matter what sign we are, it's really important that we process our emotions, right? And so we learn about our qualities, and we learn about, like she said with that Scorpio, That's probably why I end up writing books on emotions all the time, because it's an
Yeah.
area that
Yes.
I need to always kind of be really on top of. Because what Carmen lets me know is, this is part of who you are, right?
Yeah.
So I can shut down, right, emotionally. So for me, it has to be a practice. It really does. Maybe for someone else it doesn't, and that's where Carmen can kind of chime in with
Yeah.
what other areas. But I need a daily practice to process my
Yeah.
emotions, because I'll put it under the rug.
Mhm.
And I know how to bury. I'm good at it. I
Yeah.
can be good at it. So it's got to be at the forefront. So the Energy and Action book is the daily practices that I actually do. There's 52, and every one lines you up with the spiritual laws of the universe. And that's where Carmen and I have a lot in common, because the spiritual laws, really teach us about energy and flow. And manifesting is not about control. It's not about attachment. It's a lot of things out there. We say, focus on your thoughts, focus on your thoughts. And what I've learned in working with emotions is that your emotions will change your thoughts for you when you process them. The energy will move, and then that will shift actually what I pay attention to, and thus what I'm starting to create in my life. So that's how I kind of, just so everyone knows, that's how I take Carmen's work, and I'm like, that's really interesting to me. But for me, I need a daily practice. What do you think, Carmen?
Yeah, I love that. I mean, that's the goal, is to, have some tips and things that you can, use. And Janice, can I ask both of you now, what are pros and cons of writing? What makes it easier? Yeah. So Janice is my mother. Janice is my mother, by the way.
Oh, Sienna, she doesn't know it yet.
I was keeping it secret, but I thought, you know what, I'll call
That's
her
so
out.
cute.
But yeah, writing. Writing books is a lot of work, and it takes a lot of time to do it, and to get a book and edit it, and go through this process, and it takes a year before it goes through the publishing system to even be available to buy. So we wrote these books a year or so ago, even before that, and it takes a long time to see them. Hold up your book again, Sherianna, and
Yeah.
it's
I think
beautiful cover. Yes.
beautiful. Yeah, I know. I love them both. And I think it is a lot of work. I mean, Carmen, the question was, does it get easier? No. And I think, honestly, I think of it like childbirth. When you're going through, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm pregnant, this is so beautiful, I'm creating birth life. And then you go through like this agony of, oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm never gonna do this again. And then somehow you freaking forget, right?
Yeah.
And all of a
Exactly.
sudden you're like, I'm doing it again. How did I forget how painful this can be? So I kind of look at it like childbirth. So if you had a child, you know what it's like to write a book.
Yes. Then you still
Seriously.
love it. You still love it,
You
and no
still love
matter
it.
what.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
love it. You love it.
Well,
Yeah, you
I
care
know.
for it. Yeah. Someone had a question for you and I.
Okay.
There's another question.
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Often, um, there's
Strength.
something about clients, and someone sounds like someone's a therapist working with clients. They want to know their signs. You could put up your question again so we can see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Someone asked. They said they're on a Leo, a Moon, and a Scorpio. My volume is lower than Carmen's. Yeah. Do you have earbuds on or no, Carmen?
No, I don't.
All right, I'll take mine out. Wanted to know about how to manifest with the signs Leo, Moon, and Scorpio. So maybe you can talk a little bit about what those are.
Yeah. Yeah. So someone asked about the Leo, Moon, and Scorpio. So the Leo and Scorpio energy is very different. So if you have a client, let's look at, there's 12 signs basically. So the sun goes through the 12 constellations every month. So everyone knows their sun sign, which is your birthday month and year. It's your month and day. Everybody pretty much knows if they're a Leo or Scorpio, Sun, etc. But you really got to know your birth time and place to really know where the moon sign is, which is what my new book's about, and that's your emotional nature. So your sun is what people see you as. That's how you really relate to people's your main outer personality, your appearance. But the moon is your inner nature, and a lot of people won't know that about you. But if you're a therapist or you work with people in healing and with children or whatever, the moon sign is going to come out more in therapy with someone than the sun sign, because they're going to be vulnerable with you as a counselor, and they're going to want to open up and share their feelings and emotions, which is their moon sign. So knowing the moon sign of your clients is just as important as knowing their sun sign. But yes, you can use the strengths of each of the signs. They have their strengths and weaknesses. And I got a little cheat sheet, little tips about my favorite things about each sign, which I can go over before we end today. But they each have strengths. They each self care in different ways. Some people need a routine, like Sherianna was saying. Sherianna, she's a Taurus, so she is an earth sign like me. I'm a Virgo. We like structure. We like knowing what we're supposed to do. We like being organized and prepared. So having a structure and a routine and a plan of things is good for us. Now, fire and air signs, they like their freedom and independence, and they're more kind of like, let's just wing it. And I don't want to be committed to doing something every day. They're a little different. They don't have to have a routine like earth signs do. And then water signs are emotional. They like to feel things. They're sensitive. They're kind. They like to help people, but they also need time alone because they get overwhelmed and they can get drained easily and get compassion fatigue and things like that. So there's some tips for them. So there's 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water. And so each sign belongs to a certain element, and that's how we kind of get their personality traits as well. So I think if I'm answering the question, let's about Leo. Um, Leos need to have fun. They need to be creative and express themselves. They're the sign of self-expression. So they need to be social and have friends and go out and do things and have affection. Leos need affection. They need to be pampered. Think of a lion and someone's petting its mane, right? Leos need that kind of attention. They need attention from people they love. And they like to give other people attention. And they like to be bold, and they can be very loud. They can be fun loving and like to have fun and adventure. And they need to have fun. They rule the house of fun in the chart, the 5th house. Pleasure, fun, creativity, art, sports, anything that's fun, and love affairs, being in love, that's a Leo thing. And then Scorpio is completely opposite of that, because Leo's fire energy, they like to get things going, they're passionate. And then you got Scorpio, which is subtle. Scorpios are secretive and private. They're known to repress their emotions. They're known to bury things and hide them inside deep. And they're very deep, and they're very intense people. They feel people. They feel energies. They know when someone's lying to them. They like people to be honest and direct, and they love to kind of control their emotions. And so they're very different than a Leo. A Leo is going to be bold, walk in the room, and you're going to feel this larger than life personality that's like joking around and everything. And then you're going to have, if you have a Scorpio in the room, they're going to be more quiet. They're going to be observant. They're going to fill you out before they start being joking with you and having fun, because they got to get to know you a little bit, because they don't trust people easily. Scorpios don't. So it takes them a little while. Scorpio, sun and moons, it takes them a while to fully trust other people. Trust is a big thing, and forgiveness and letting go of things and releasing the past. That's all a Scorpio kind of strength, that they're able to overcome things that a lot of people have trouble overcoming. Betrayal, loss, grief, all of these things, Scorpios, that rules them. And yeah, and like Dave said, they need to feel in control. Exactly. That's a Scorpio thing, because they're ruled by Pluto. And they can't, that's just their energy. That's their energy. And they need to kind of know what is expected, and they don't want to feel forced to be vulnerable. So they don't want to be called out in public. Okay, a Scorpio. A Leo, they're fine with that. They like attention. They want to be up on stage. Look at me. Hey, and they're good at being up on stage. A lot of them are politicians, musicians, actors. If you look, they're almost all Leos that are people that are in the limelight. And they like to be in the limelight. They're ruled by the sun. So they love to shine. Scorpios ruled by Pluto, which likes to hide in the shadows, underneath the water, where you can't fully see what's going on with them because they're secretive and mysterious. Scorpio energy is. Um, so anything in the chart that would indicate a death of a father. Okay. Yes. A lot of times when someone has Scorpio sun or moon, or planets in the eighth house, which is the house of death and healing and rebirth in our chart, I often see there's a loss of a parent. If the sun or moon is there, I often see that, or someone close to them could be a grandparent. And Angela, yes, a transit. Certain transits like Pluto, Uranus, through the fourth house, through the eighth house. Sometimes I really see, big life events happening where they lose a loved one at a young age. I have a lot of people that are eighth house sons that have lost a parent at a young age. And probably 90% of my research is in the eighth house. So it's very common. You can always message me offline if you want me to look at your chart and things like that, if you have questions about like more in depth. But yes, I can see that in the chart. And Cancer, we have a couple Cancers on here. I know someone else, Mary Bell. I saw you were Cancer. Cancers are the mother. They're the nurturer of the zodiac. They rule the fourth house. So home and family, your roots, your children, your spouse, all of that is so important to a Cancer. So they love to withdraw and be home. That's where they feel comfortable. And they need emotional security, and they need comfort, and they need peace and harmony. And they don't like conflict. They don't like drama. Cancers are very influenced by other people's emotions, and the moon affects Cancer because they're ruled by the moon. So the full moon, the cycles of the moon can really affect Cancers. So if you're a Cancer, you need to watch when the moon is full, which Sharon and I were talking earlier. There's a full moon in Scorpio coming up Thursday night. Everybody's going to be feeling it tomorrow, and we're going to be feeling it until Friday. But if you're a Cancer, the moon really affects your mood. And a lot of Cancers tell me that they get sad sometimes and they feel these ups and downs of their emotions. Like they feel good and then they may be depressed and then they're, kind of flow. That is normal energy for Cancer because you're ruled by the moon, which affects the tides of the ocean. If the moon can affect the tides of the ocean, it's going to affect our emotional nature because we're made of mostly water, right? Sherianna, our body. And so that's my advice to Cancers. But you might have some tips for Cancers too.
I mean, the only thing, and I'm just kind of writing down because, again, I'm not an astrologer, do what you do, but I'm just kind of taking note of, when you say something like Cancers don't like drama, to me, something to pay attention to within yourself if you're Cancer, because that tells me that's where you're going to put. So whatever you don't like is where you're going to push and resist. So those are some areas that you're going to want to process emotionally, because it's going to take you out of whack with the spiritual laws of the universe, right? So there's the spiritual law of cause and effect. Our choices we make have an effect on other things. So if I were Cancer, and I don't like that, then I got to alert myself, okay, if I feel strongly about something, I don't like something, then that's my hint. That's where I push something away. That's where I block. That's where I was resist. That's where I can shut down. And it might not come across very well to other people. I'm going to tell you that you could come across as cold and you could come across as, you would know more about this, but that's just intuitively what I'm picking up is if you don't know this about yourself and then you learn and let people know this about you, then they don't take it so personally because you might rub people. I'm feeling like it could rub people the wrong way. And in terms of some other signs, we've got signs coming out of our ears right now. I'm trying to write things down.
Hey, I figured out how to see the post. Yes. Okay. So I'm looking at the questions here. So we have Nilda asked a very good question. We can both answer. She asked, when's the best time to manifest? So astrologically, I'll tell you astrologically, and then we'll let Sherianna tell you because her book is all about this. Manifestation, they always say when you follow the moon cycle. So when there's a new moon, And you can look on any calendar, you can Google this new moon. That's a time to manifest what you want, new things, what you want in the future, your gratitude, being grateful, putting affirmations out there. That is when you're supposed to do that, is during the new moon. And then you can see that whole cycle play out. And then when there's a full moon, it all plays out every new moon cycle. Depending on what sign the new moon is in, is the kind of energy you're going to be influenced by. But yes, in astrology, manifestation is connected to the moon. So that's a big thing. And in my book, I talk about the full moon and how it affects each sign, and how you're going to feel during a full moon, irritable or more energy or more emotional, or maybe have a little bit of insomnia. These are all normal things during a full moon for most people. Some people can get a lot more done during a full moon. They feel motivated. Some people need to withdraw, and they don't want to talk to people, and they want to be alone during a full moon. It's normal. It depends on what sign the moon is in and what element affects your moon sign. So I'll turn over to Sherianna about the best time to manifest.
I think that my brain sort of interprets this is when you relax your energy, then that's naturally going to increase flow, right? And so, uh, that's an ideal time. So when the energy is tense or constricted, again, when there's emotional, when you're getting triggered a lot, I call that reactivity in my books. When you're in a state of reactivity, then that's not the time that you want to be focused. Okay, so my concern is sometimes people might turn out, meaning I don't like the way I feel. I don't like the way this is going. I don't like my life, my job. They turn to manifesting like, okay, get out. When what you really need to be doing is going in. And that's energy in action. Energy in action is not on the outside, it's on the inside. And we're going to be constantly on the hamster wheel, and especially because the vibrations going up. And you're going to see that if we don't, that we're going to be shifting in direction. I mean, everybody was kind of focusing, oh, if I write the check and put it in my pocket, and if I focus on it, I'll get the money that I want now. But energy's going up. And as energy goes up, consciousness goes up. And some of those other ways of being they're not going to fly anymore. And they're not going to be as interesting to people. So things start to shift in terms of the inner state. So it's more, for me, energy in action is all about the inner state you create from. That's more important than anything. Once I clean my inner state, meaning I cleanse my triggers, and all the 52 cleanses are in the book, Energy in Action. I clear that, and then I'm downloading new vibrations, and that's going to help me. Again, it's shift my focus. And again, we all have pros and cons for who we are, right? I mean, Carmen, okay, and we have to also embrace her in some way, right? Um, and and really start to move the energy around it. And also manifesting, not just for me, it's for the we. That's what I believe. So because it's the laws teach us that we're not singular, we're a collective, and we're all one, really, and we affect each other. So I can do all the techniques and tools in the world, but at the end of the day, I have to acknowledge the fact that I'm not just manifesting for me. I'm manifesting and bringing this light on the planet. So energy and action is full of light practices, and I really encourage people to really allow to go into Mother Earth. So, because not everybody's showing up to these calls like they're, maybe they're just there yet. So we have to bring in this light. Those of us that are showing up to shift the planet, we just did a cleanse before this in my membership, and we did all sorts of cleansing around generational healing, and really ended up being about generational completion. But it took emotions to get there. So I know that was kind of long, but I think it's important that what sign, and you read the moon sign, um, complement each other quite well, frankly, Carmen.
They do. Astrology is energy.
Yeah.
That's the only way I know to describe it, and why I know that it works and that it's real, because a lot of times, I can sense people's energy, what sign they are by when I meet them. I can feel the water, earth, fire, or air element. And I'll say, and when I'm around a little bit, I'm like, are you a Leo? Are you a Pisces? I'll kind of, and they're like, how did you know? Because it's energy. And I believe in, I've been practicing this for so long, and it's energy. That's all it is. And it's how the energy expresses in the world. We call it temperament, personality. There's all kinds of different things you can, do. And astrology is a map of the soul. And because it is energy, it's the energy that was going on in the sky, in the solar system when you were born. And we put that map on a piece of paper, and we take a picture of the sky, put on a piece of paper, and that's your chart when you're born. Your time, place, date, year, everything shows us the energy that your personality has and that your soul came here to learn. And so one of the things I'll hit on real quick, and then we can, please put in the chat some more questions for us. We'll be on here as long as you want. We said 1 hour, so as long as you guys are asking questions. I wanted to hit, Mamie had asked about the strengths. In my sun signs book and in the moon sign book, I talk about each sign's strengths. And everyone has strengths and weaknesses. But my favorite thing about each sign, I'm going to read it here. I hung it up here so I could look at it here, read it to you, is Aries. So let's start with Aries. I love Aries. They have the ability to motivate people and get things done. They're the doers. Nothing stops them. If they're one of the most resilient signs, because they're self-centered. Okay, they're self-focused. They're like, I'm going to do this because I want to do this, and I can do this, and they're positive, and they have all this energy, and they want to compete, and they want to, they're usually good at sports, all of these things like that. But they're good at getting groups of people and making people want to join them. So they're kind of leader type people, and I love how they can get things done. If no one else will help them, they'll do it themselves. They're very independent and self-reliant people. So they often, their strength is being self-reliant and independent, but they got to let other people help them. That's their weakness, is they don't ask for help. They always try to do things on their own. And then Taurus, I love their peaceful nature and their calming energy, because like Sherianna is a Taurus. So, if I was in crisis and I called Sherianna or was around her, she would naturally, her energy would help you feel calm. You'd start breathing and you calm down being around her. She didn't even, Tauruses don't have to say anything. They're very grounded people. They're very earthy. They feel a sturdiness about them. When I meet Taurus, I know when somebody's Taurus because they feel very like they're in the earth. They're like bold and they're earthy and they're very calm and this very peaceful energy, but strong energy, right? And so they are capable of doing a lot too. They're very, dedicated, loyal. They don't like change. They like to know what's going to happen. So I always say they take baby steps. Sharon reminds me of that movie, What About Bob? Remember that psychology movie where he was obsessed with the psychiatrist and like, baby steps, Bob, baby steps. That's Taurus. Baby steps.
Yeah.
If change, they're not going to change. If one little thing, we may not think it's change, but to a Taurus, that's a big deal, right? So that's their thing. They're patient.
Absolutely. I want to answer. Someone said, and this is for someone said, how do I deal with the lunar eclipse coming up? That's a question for you. But can I answer it from a energy and action?
Yes.
Okay, so just kind of checking in with that. How do I deal with it? And whoever asked that, thank you. From an energy and action standpoint, what I would encourage you to do, instead of saying, how do I deal with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm feeling is, how do I learn all that stuff? But that is something for me when we how do we deal with stuff, that feels have a little picture or nervousness. We're like, okay, I'm going to get clobbered. I better hunker down, hide, right? And so just how can I allow this is like a nice way to reframe that so that energy can start to move. Because we don't want to feeling like, we're going to get pummeled by, But I'll let you. How do people?
Yeah. I think your audio. It might be if you need to come closer to the phone. That might be it. Yeah, I think your audio was clicking out a little bit.
Mine?
Yeah, I could hear it too, kind of clicking out. Am I clicking out? Is everybody here?
No, you sound fine. I just feel like my face.
I know, I do too, but you can hear you. My face is right here. I'm like, hello, all my wrinkles and everything else. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, the lunar eclipse, right? Oh, she said, yeah, please repeat what you said. They couldn't hear what you said. You cut out a little bit.
You're going to have my face nice and close. Like, man. Okay. Whenever you hear you say, how do I deal with this? I want you to reframe it to how do I allow this? Okay. Because right off the bat, you're stopping energy. And so energy in action, again, what happens inside of you is happening outside of you. So we don't want to go ducking like, oh my God, it's going to be eclipse. I'm going to get nailed. Right. And we don't want to go into panic and fear. That's a great opportunity you've got to start to process those emotions. Again, in action is all about processing emotions, following your gut and your intuition when you do that. But I do feel like the reframe that might help you. How do I allow this? Meaning there's going to be a shift in it's going to happen whether we like it or not, folks. Right? So how do I allow this is the question. And I don't know that answer until we start moving emotions. I'm going to be honest with you. I know very little until I start moving. Once we start to cleanse, I smart. I don't know. Everybody gets a little smarter. It just happens. And it's because we're connected to spirit. Emotions are, I'd say, the gateway, the connection to spirit. So I kind of, right now, I can answer a little, but if I move emotions, we move emotions together, then wisdom comes. And that is really where you're going to get your answers. And that's going to focus on what you do, and that can help your manifesting. So I'll let you, Carmen, answer the question about the eclipse is coming. Any suggestions for us?
Yeah, so we just had a solar eclipse, and it was in Aries, and it was very intense. And I know a lot of people were writing me, and they said they really, had headaches, etc. Because Aries rules the head, face, the jaw, the brain, everything. So people were having emergency teeth surgery. I mean, everybody was writing me teeth things happening, headaches, and I did too. I had a headache for 4 days straight. But I knew it was the energy, and what it is we just have to experience it. So with the lunar eclipse, it's the moon, not the sun. So, and it's in Scorpio. And so, we talked a little bit about the Scorpio energy. We're going to be feeling all of these things that we've been repressing and not feeling are going to bubble up. That's what it's going to do. It's going to intensify. A full moon, number one, intensifies emotions. We're all going to be ultra sensitive during a full moon anyways. But then you add a lunar eclipse to it, it's just a very powerful energy. That's all it is. And just know it's going to be easier during a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse to release emotions very quickly. If you need to release things, this is the time to do it. Set your intentions. I want to let go of the past. I want to forgive so and so. I want to, not be afraid to change my job. Whatever it is, this is the time to set intentions and just say your prayers, put out to the universe. I recommend write it down. Write down your intentions, things you want. This is a powerful energy. It's nothing to be afraid of. You're going to feel more emotional. You may the thing that happens to me during a Scorpio full moon all the time, and then it's a double whammy because of the lyricals, is things that you thought you were, had already healed. You may remember them, but you don't have an emotional reaction to them anymore. This is a good thing. So you'll start realizing wow, I've really came a long way because now that I hear that song, I don't react negatively anymore, or I don't cry when I think of this person, right? And you can just let it go. Let it come in and release it. Like she said, she calls it a cleanse it. Just release the energy, release the memories. Don't dwell, but take time to heal. Scorpio full moon is about healing, and getting in touch with your deeper, unhealed emotions so you can feel them and release them. That's my advice. Feel and release. That's my advice this week and over the weekend. Do we have any other questions on there? We got about 22 people listening. So, guys, we got, what time is it? We got 15 minutes left, and we're going to draw names here for free books. We can't forget to do that at the end.
Have some free books and yeah, and you example of how to cleanse. So the cleanse is a 7-step process. I've developed this process years ago. So I wrote 3 books on emotional detox, and that's when the cleanse came to be. Came during a time in my life where I was in emotional mess, and I couldn't do this anymore. So, it's kind of a personal, from that. So I have a so when I share, and it's free books, I came just in time. Nice. So anyway, the cleanse is 7 steps, and it starts with the C, ends with the E, and then you just go step by step through that process. It's the energy in action is like an upgrade. So you're really getting, I think, one of the best versions of the cleanse, because it's I had to increase I didn't have to. I channeled, increase the vibration, because the intensity is so much now in the world. We all went through COVID and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's all truly happening for us, and we can start to really uproot and come back to trajectory. So my hope is people get the cleanse. But in terms of example of the cleanse, it would take, I don't want to do a disservice to it, but it's basically the C is clear reactivity, which means we're going to calm down. We're going to tone, the L is look inward. So people how to acknowledge their emotions without getting into the story, without getting into the narratives, without rehashing, because a lot of times we can re-traumatize when we do too much of that. The E is mantra. I wrote a book on mantras. I've researched mantras. I do mantras. I teach mantras. So mantra. The A is activate, which is bringing in the new energy, which is you'll see in energy. N is nourish. So we want to nourish ourselves, nourish the planet, nourish each other. E is ease. Oh, S is sorry, I must forgot the word. S is surrender, which happens effortlessly when you have energy. It's hard to surrender if you have no energy. You say to someone, "Oh, let it go, forget about it. It's get over it." Yeah, you try getting over it without energy. You need action to get to, and there is no getting over, right? That's that doesn't even exist. There's no getting over. What does that mean? Get over, right? That's just I don't know what that is. That's looking to just get out, right? That's another way of saying I don't want to deal with it. I don't hear about it anymore. When someone says it, get over it, they're really saying I'm tired of hearing about your stuff. Yeah. Right? So
yep.
So we have to. And the good news is it's not painful and it's not hard, and emotions are beautiful. So it's all in the book. That's why we write these books, right?
Yep.
So that you have the tools, you use the tools, and then if you need support, come to our communities, join in, and I call it play. Just practice, play together. And I'm always learning and growing too. So I always have new things to share. So
I see Sarah Rue's on, Angela Serber. Hi, ladies. Ashley, I think Ashley asked about the Scorpio moon. We talked a lot about it at the beginning, but Scorpio moons are very powerful. Amber Adams has a question. I've come to think of energy cleansing as just reinvigorating space that's gotten stagnant, fresh and spiritual. And Nelda said, thank you. She needed to hear that. That's good about what you said there, Sherianna. And let's show our books again. Sherianna has got Energy in Action. It's a wonderful book. A lot of great practical tips. Moon signs, houses, and healing. Gain emotional, strength and resilience through astrology. So knowing your sun sign and your moon sign, I got the sun signs and healing books out, and you can learn strengths and get to understand yourself, looking up your sun sign, your moon sign, your clients, your friends, your family, your children, your coworkers. I wrote it very basic. So the whole introduction is the basis of astrology, because a lot of people shy away from astrology because they think it's confusing or it's all these symbols and it's math and science. No, I make it super simple for you to do a chart on your own, how to do it on astro.com, what you need, what all the planets' energies mean, what all the signs' energies are, everything. And it really helps you understand yourself. I'm a natal Scorpio moon, so I'm really feeling this eclipse. Yes. Mamie would love to promote. Yeah, Mamie, we're gonna I'll get you some links to Sherianna stuff. I know Mamie too. Mamie used to work with me. She's amazing. Um, so thank you for joining everybody. And I want to, let me finish up a couple things on the signs and then their strengths real quick, just little sentences. I'm not going to go into detail, but I ended with Jim. Did I end with Taurus? That's who I got with her. So Jim and their strength is their friendliness and their ability to multitask, right? And then Cancer is the ability to nurture others and take care of other people. That's their strength. Leos, their charm and enthusiasm. That's a strength. Virgo, their eye for detail and modest nature. Libra, their easygoing calmness and ability to listen to others. Scorpio, their depth and ability to keep a secret. Okay. Sagittarius, the ability to be direct and truthful and be fun and adventurous. And they like to travel and do fun things, but they'll always tell you the truth. That's what I like about them, in a kind way. And then Capricorn, their work ethic and dependability. Aquarius, their innovative ideas and their sense of adventure and freedom. Pisces, their compassionate nature and ability to empathize with other people. So those are kind of some of the strengths of the sun signs, and this also relates to the moon signs as well. And everyone can have the energy of astrology can help you heal, and that's in my book, How to Be Resilient, which means overcoming hardships and using those strengths to overcome life challenges in very practical ways. And that's kind of how I write my books, in a very practical, easy guide, like Sherianna. We give you tips, we give you different practices you can do to really implement these things. But in counseling, we know this. And Mamie, a shout out to you, Mamie and Sarah. I know you guys are in this curve field too. We tend to be givers, and we tend to not always, take care of ourselves fully. And we have to learn to self-care so we can keep giving and fill up our cup so we can help other people. And I think a lot of times people, they don't know, they just don't take the time to do it. And what it is, it's making the time to sit down and implement these things in a practical way. So you got to do the work. We know these tips. Like, I know that if I meditate for 5 minutes and do breathe exercises, I'm going to feel calmer. I know this, but sometimes I get stubborn. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm a little stubborn one time. And I'm like, but I want to write, or I want to watch this show, or what, and we neglect the things we should do. So it's take baby steps, 5 minutes a day, meditate, 5 minutes a day, journal, write your dreams down every night, start trying to remember them, read, whatever brings you peace. And, that's what you want to do. So that's kind of my parting wisdom. And then we got to draw the names. So we'll write down everybody's name that's in the. If you haven't put your name in the chat or said hi, say hi so we know you're on. It looks like we got 25 people on, and want to make sure we put everybody's name. We're going to draw live and announce who the winners are, and then we're going to have you guys send us your
Yeah,
address.
I can't see any names, Carmen, so I'm relying on you.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll up. So we got Mamie Futrell, we got Ashley Arnold, we got Janice Turner. She already got my book. She may need your book though. Mary Bell Lewis, Terry Martino, Stephanie Hayes, Sarah Halterman, Mary Bell Lewis, I got you. Sarah Halterman, I had Sarah Rue, Angela Serber. Let's see who else I'm missing here. Stephanie Merritt, Mamie, Ashley, Moy Logic is your screen name. Amber Adams, Nilda Gonzalez. Let's see who else we got. Sarah Rue, Ashley Arnold, I got you. Amber Adams, Nilda, Moy Logic. Catherine Bales. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for joining us. Anna 7575. Terry Martino. Make sure I got everyone. Terry Martino. We got Dave Petrella. Thank you for joining, Dave, my fellow astrologer friend.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see here, Mary Bell. Debbie Fairman. And this is, make sure you put in the chat if you have it, just say hi. We got Angel Rock Radio with Lorelei Potvin. Thanks for joining, Lorelei. We had you on our Instagram live earlier, so thank you. We got Lorelei Kimono. And I think that's all we got. Michelle Stewart. And I think I got them all. Yes. So, how you want to do this like we did earlier?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Thank you, Mary Bell. Yes, I'm going to call you. We'll get together, lady. She lives in my hometown.
Nice. So. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, taking your time out of your night to join us and to share, the books and all of that stuff. We appreciate it very much.
We're going to draw Sherianna's book. So, Sherianna, how many books you want to raffle?
I can do 2 books. I was thinking of something else, but that's okay.
You want to do 2? Okay, Energy and Action.
I was thinking of raffling something else out, but that's okay. I'll do the 2 books.
Okay. I got Terry Marino. I just saw, make sure I put you on there, Terry Marino.
I have.
Okay. So, yeah, I got her. So, let me do my thing here. I'm going to pick the first one, what I'm drawn to here. I wrote all the names down. Sarah Rue is going to get Sherianna's book. And I just got it today in the mail. Here it is. I'm excited to read it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yay. Yeah, I have yours too. Sarah, if you could just email me your address. Yay, Sarah Rue. So if you could go to sheriannaboyle.com. So that's my website, everybody, sheriannaboyle.com. And if you go at the bottom of the page, you're going to find contact. And then that email goes, and I get those emails. So if you go to the contact, then if you could send me your address privately. So it's sheriannaboyle.com. Okay, who's the second?
Mamie Futrell.
Mamie? Oh, awesome. Yay. Okay, same thing for you, Mamie. If you could just go to my website, sheriannaboyle.com, send me just say, hi, I'm the book winner. Here's my address. And I'll sign the book and I'll get you a bookmark. So I made bookmarks, everyone, for my book. Carmen, you have to do this for one of your books.
Yes.
This one has all the spiritual laws on it, which I love because I just kind of use it intuitively. In the morning, sorry, I'm holding this up to my face like this, but in the morning, what I'll do is I'll move through a cleanse, and then I'll hold my bookmark, and I'll just sort of rub my finger on it. I'll say, okay, what spiritual law is looking for me to pay attention to it today? And then I might go back and just kind of read over a little bit about that spiritual law, reminding me of, and I can relate to whatever's happened in my life of how to align. Remember, we're spiritual first, right? And so if we can go to that spiritual part of ourselves, life's going to be a lot easier if we can align ourselves fully with higher spiritual self. So congratulations, Sarah and Mimi. So I look forward to connecting, and anybody else who wants to connect with me on my website, to have you be part of that community, you can just download something free there, and we'll be
perfect. So I'm going to give away 3 of mine.
Oh wow, yeah,
So
generous.
So I'm drawn here. Nilda Gonzalez. Are you still on? If you are, you can contact me as well through my website, www.carmenturner-schott.com. Spelled, you can see on the YouTube page. And please subscribe to our YouTube channels. We're trying to get more people to follow us there. Instagram, we're on Facebook, but follow our YouTubes, because Sharon and I post a monthly astrology update. She's got a page on YouTube, and then I got this page. So Nilda, yes, message me through my website contact page. Send me your mail address, and you'll get a copy of my book. And then Ashley Arnold, are you still on? Yes. Okay. There. Or oh no, that's Nilda. So Ashley Arnold, I don't know if you're still on. What should we do if they're not on?
I think you have to go to the next person.
Yeah. Let's do that. So let's see here. Terry Martino. Terry, are you still on? She's not up there. Amber Adams. So Amber Adams, you just wrote, you got the moon signs book. So I got Amber and what we say, Terry. Terry's there. Yeah, Terry, you got a copy. Go to www.carmenturnerschott.com and send me your mailing address.
You've got someone from Hawaii saying I think you might have called that person.
Did I call their name?
I don't know.
I know a couple people on here already have my book.
Okay.
So let's do one more. Sarah Halterman. Sarah, do you have my book? Sarah, Terry, Ashley, do you have my book? Okay. Perfect. Mary Bell, I'll get you a copy. I got a copy for you, Mary Bell.
Maui Logic is saying yes. I think you might have called her.
Okay.
So why don't, whoever you are, just contact her through her page.
Yes, or you can message me on Facebook,
Yes.
Carmen Turner-Schott .com.
Awesome.
Yes, message me, those of you that got chosen and you don't have, okay, Terry, you got a copy. Amber.
And also let us know if you want a Kindle copy, because we could give those out as well. So I know one person earlier asked me for a Kindle.
Perfect. So, well, Sherianna, tell them how to get in touch with you again and show your book, and then we'll wrap up, and
okay,
and we'll let them know how to follow us, follow our YouTube channels, follow us out there. Grab a copy of the Moon Sign book and Sun Sign book, and grab a copy of Sherianna's book too.
Yep. So Sheriannaboyle.com. This book, any bookstore, you can grab it. It's out. They're out. I mean, that's what a launch means. They're out. I mean, you can have it like tomorrow. You have to wait an hour. They're here. They're out. Sheriannaboyle.com. Just head there, and love to have you be part of the community. And also just your podcast. You can hear Carmen and I, and a lot of times we post our things on YouTube channels. And thank you for sharing this amazing evening with us. And
yeah, Anna Anna, message me offline, CarmenTurner-Schott.com, or on Facebook. And I got a 12th house, the Mysteries of 12th House Fallen Angels. I got author copies, so I can get you a signed copy. So just message me. And I know we had some other 12th house people. If you have planets there, I have a book all about that. So just message me offline and I'll get you a copy. I got lots of copies of that one. Thank you, everyone. This is our launch week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Watch our May astrology update. Listen to, it's going to be out on Just Ask Spirit podcast soon. And the YouTube video is already up on both our channels. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining. We really appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Take care. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Bye, Stephanie. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That was fun. Bye, Carmen.
Bye. Bye.